Front now, Democratic Congresswoman Karen Bass, who sits on the Judiciary Committee. So, you know, getting beyond the spectacle of today, the heart of the matter now, Congresswoman, do you agree with the House Speaker that the Attorney General Bill Barr committed a crime?
Well, I don't know how you can interpret it any other way. Yes, I do. I mean, he said that he had not received any contact, and he absolutely had. That letter was dated, you know, several days before, so I do agree with the Speaker.
So Pelosi was asked about how Barr should be punished for committing the crime, as she said. And I wanted to play that exchange for you,
Sure.
Congresswoman Bass. Here it is.
Should he go to jail for it?
There's a process involved here, and as I said, I'll say it again, and how many other questions you may have, the committee will act upon how we will proceed.
And just in case you didn't hear, because I know the reporter question was a little softer, but the reporter said, should he go to jail for this? And she did not answer the question. But if she's saying he committed a crime, the crime is perjury. Obviously, jail, prison is part of that.
Well, I think what she is also referring to when she said that there is a process. So, you know, we in the Judiciary Committee have asked the Attorney General to give us the unredacted report with all the underlying evidence, and we wanted him to come and testify before us today. So part of the process will be to, you know, see whether or not he will comply with that. And if he doesn't, you know, we might have to go down the road of charging a contempt of Congress. So there is a process that would take place. So I think she is referring to that. The question as to what happens in the Senate might be a different issue. But the process that we will follow in the House will be, we've subpoenaed him, we've asked him to give us all the information. If he doesn't, we will consider the contempt of Congress.
Okay, but in terms of if he did perjure himself, right? I mean, I'm just saying from it's not whether he did or didn't, but if you're going to come out and say that he did, it would seem consistent to say, well, then, okay, you know, prison time would be part of that, as it would be for any other American who committed perjury.
Well, exactly. And I mean, one of the things that we are seeing, and unfortunately we have seen from day one with this administration, is a sense of contempt for the rule of law. And so as we go through this process, not just with Barr, but with other members of the administration, when subpoenas are issued, are they going to ignore it? If it goes through court and they have fines, are they going to follow them? So it's going to be interesting to see. It's not just this situation, but I think it's going to be multiple. Now the president is out saying that he's not going to allow McCann to testify when he no longer works for the Department of Justice. And so we will see how far this goes, but there is an actual step-by-step process that we will follow.
So White House spokesman Sarah Sanders today weighed in on the issue here, right? But you all said you wanted him to testify. He agreed.
Yes.
And then, you know, you said you wanted lawyers to be a part of it, which, you know, look, could give you the chance to drill down at a specific issue in depth as opposed to switching person to person. But he said, look, you asked me to come in front of your committee, not in front of lawyers. That was the deal. So that was the deal. So White House spokesman Sarah Sanders weighed in on all of it today, the big empty chair. Here's what she said.
If he and his committee aren't capable of actually asking the Attorney General questions themselves and need to staff that out, it seems like a pretty pathetic moment for the chairman of that committee.
Well, I mean, truthfully, I don't even think that's worth a response. But let me just tell you that we have had other people come before our committee. We did last year when the Republicans were in control, and there were attorneys on both sides. And so what the chairman had proposed was 30 minutes on either side. They could bring attorneys if they wanted to, and so can we. So there's a lot of precedent for this, and it allows consistent questioning where you're not subject to the 5-minute rule, and you know to really engage with somebody like the Attorney General, more time is needed.
Yes. Thank you very much, Congresswoman. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me on.